These are my tallow fried jam and custard filled donuts. In the bowl, we have 1 cup and 1/4 cup of warm water set at 102. I'm adding 2.5 teaspoons of yeast and 1/4 cup of honey. Let that sit for 15 minutes. Here in the bowl, I added 4 cups of flour, then 2 egg yolks, a dash of vanilla, and 5 tablespoons of butter. Once the yeast has bloomed after 15 minutes, I add it to the rest of the mix on my mixer. I set it to a medium speed and I go until the dough has a bounce back. Once the mixer is done mixing, I then take it out and use my hands to form a nice round dome. And I put it in the bowl with a little bit of hot water just to help keep it hydrated and rise a bit quicker. Here I am checking, make sure it bounces back right. I'm going to wrap it with plastic and let it sit for an hour. After an hour, it doubled in size a little bit more, and I'm going to punch it down the middle and fold all 4 corners like you would do a sourdough loaf. And I let it sit another hour. This is it after that second hour. It might have been an hour and a half, but normally I do just 2 hours of rising. I'm flouring the counter and I'm going to gently roll it out. I don't apply too much pressure to it because I like to keep the donuts light and aerated. As you can see here, I'm applying minimum pressure. I want it to be maybe 1/2 inch thick or 1/4 inch thick. You can really choose whichever you prefer, but the thicker it is, the longer it will take to cook in the oil, in the tallow. Here I'm just using a cookie cutter. We decided to do circles this time. And all the little extra weird shapes my daughter loved, so we just kept them like that. Here's my little helper putting flour on some of the donuts so that she can hand them to me. I just placed them to the side on a wooden board I have. Here I am wrapping it in some saran wrap so that it can sit and double again. Here they are, all risen and ready to be fried. I'm going to check the tallow and make sure it's up to temp. I like to fry them between 340 and 355. That works best for me. I'm going for like a golden to golden brown color. And with the thickness of these donuts, that ended up turning out perfect. Once the tallow is up to temp, here I am just adding the donuts. Once they are in the oil, I wait till they reach a golden brown on one side, and then I flip them over so that the other side. I recheck the temp after each batch. Here's the batch after it comes out of the tallow. I coat them in brown sugar and cinnamon. Here I am filling the donuts with a brown banana and molasses custard I made. I'm using a meat syringe. I couldn't find my piping bag, but that's something else you could also use. But this actually worked really, really well for me. Now here I am making a strawberry and blueberry jam for the other donuts. This is the consistency I like for the donuts, and this is how they turned out.